As much as I love foldable phones, there's still a lot to consider if I ever wanted to own one. I've been daily driving the Honor Magic VS for a month now, which we also checked out a while ago on the channel, and I had a good first impressions on its hardware. Now that I get to test out in the real world, there's quite a lot to talk on how it can win customers from other book-style foldables. But at the same time, there's also several things that the Magic VS isn't quite up to par. So here's my take on it. The Magic VS is technically Honor's second book-style foldable, and it has certainly learned a lot from the competition over the years to make this a more refined product. This is a premium built device that will make any businessman proud of holding. There's no gap when the phone is folded, unlike Samsung's Z Fold 4. It feels easy to handle with a 21:9 aspect ratio 6.45-inch display that pushes a full HD Plus resolution at 120Hz. Unfold the Magic VS, the expensive 7.9-inch display comes into view, but that crease isn't going to go unnoticed, let alone the visible punch hole camera cutout instead of an under-screen camera solution. It also comes with a slower 90Hz refresh rate, which is an interesting decision and some might not be a fan of. Despite that, this is the largest display combo that you can get on a book-style foldable, and with lesser parts being used in the display hinge, the Magic VS weighs 260 grams and has a sleek profile that measures just 12.9mm, making this one of the more pocket-friendly book-style foldable. Unfortunately, what Honor hasn't taken care of is durability. While I'm thankful that it managed to survive despite having a few accidental drops during the period, it is prone to water splashes and dust with the lack of IP certification. This means you need to be a little careful when you're using this near the beach or the swimming pool. On a side note, I'm glad that Honor provided a vegan leather case out of the box that protects the back case, which I think is a pretty generous move, and it has aged well with my rough way of using it. While the Magic VS isn't equipped with the same internals as the Magic 5 Pro, it is still powered by the very powerful and efficient Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 SoC paired with 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. And to highlight the best part, it has a big 5000 mAh battery and charges super fast at 66 watts. Though sadly, you don't get wireless charging, but that's not a deal breaker considering that you can get it fully charged in less than an hour. When I first got the Magic VS, I had a lot of unpleasant issues with the software, but Honor has since delivered 2 software updates to fix up compatibility issues and improve the user experience. Though the fix still isn't quite complete yet, as one of the main issues is the lack of an app drawer, though that probably might be my issue. But this means you have to deal with pages of apps and cleaning them up just like you used to do on an iPhone. Otherwise, the Magic OS skin offers a very responsive experience and doesn't come with a lot of bloatware. I like how fast apps are able to adapt to the internal display when unfolded and switching back to the external display. It is even more enjoyable when you're using optimized apps such as Facebook and Microsoft Outlook. Opening a split-screen app has been simplified to just tapping a bar on the top of the display. Resizing floating app windows also feels very effortless. You can also launch other apps while you're active on one, but just hold and swiping to the left to access the app shortcut panel. Despite these great software enhancements, the Magic VS still doesn't do quite as well as the competition when it comes to flexing its panel. And that has to partially do with how Honor designed the display hinges and weight distribution. For instance, if you lay the phone flat with the external display at the bottom, it can't tilt right up properly because the weight of the camera and battery on the other side of the phone weighs it down. Not unless you switch it to the other side, but you get a wobbly corner due to the camera bump, and you wouldn't be able to use the front camera for video calls. This is a minor issue and you will need some time to adjust to it. As of now, media apps such as YouTube and Netflix have been optimized to work properly on the top part of the screen when you tilt the display. And there's even a nice app extender feature that lets you kind of multitask in a number of supported apps by using one half of the display to show things that you have tapped on. Perfect for doing your usual Lazada and Shopee product price comparison. The Magic VS comes with a triple camera array that features the familiar 54-megapixel Sony IMX800 sensor as its main camera. It is complemented by an optically stabilized 8-megapixel telephoto that offers up to 3 times optical zoom. And interestingly, it has a really high-resolution 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Although the main camera isn't optically stabilized, it still takes pretty good shots most of the time, even in low light. though detail loss and blur can certainly occur when you take photos in extreme dim lighting. It is nonetheless still a great camera for a foldable phone. The telephoto camera can take pretty good shots as well, though I wish the resolution is a little higher because it gets pixelated when you zoom in. As for the ultra-wide camera, I consider it to be one of the best in its class with a super wide field of view and good color saturation. For selfies and video calls, I'm pretty happy that the Magic VS kept the same 16-megapixel camera for the external and internal display through a punch hole cutout, though having that obvious cutout for the internal display isn't as pretty as an under-display camouflage camera. I'm glad that Honor has done the necessary software optimizations to not have apps using that part of the screen estate when you're using the phone in landscape, though that is sadly not the case for games. But yeah, the image quality of the front cameras are pretty okay. Just not the best I've seen out there, but it is serviceable for casual selfies with your friends and a Zoom video call. The Magic VS has great battery life and it has never let me down on every heavy work day. I could get up to 5 hours of screen on time when I'm on 5G networks and using the internal display most of the time doing productivity tasks and gaming. And all thanks to that 66 watts fast charging, I never had battery anxiety issues. The only bummer here is that it doesn't support USB PD fast charging, so make sure you get a power bank with Honor Super Charging Protocol in case you need to charge the phone urgently. Like most book-style foldable phones, the Honor Magic VS isn't an affordable device. It retails for 5,999 ringgit in Malaysia, but Honor is giving a lot more value for the money you're paying, such as having 512GB of storage as the only storage variant, a 180-day screen crack protection for both the internal and external displays, and a 1-year extended warranty. Combined with some of the benefits of its hardware and software, this phone is going to win hearts over from other foldables, and like I mentioned earlier, the company has been pushing out software updates very consistently that improves the user experience. It's not perfect, but you definitely can't go wrong with it. So yeah, that's all for my thoughts on the Honor Magic VS after using for a month. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below and be sure to subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and I'll see you guys in the next one.